iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office, it's open, my friends. All right, let's take a look. We're going to do the Detroit Tigers podcast in just a bit. But let's see if there's any baseball news to cover. Zach Britton dealing with an oblique issue. We had Rock Kubatko on this morning on Mass and Sports, who said if this was the regular season, the Orioles think that he would have been able to play. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that if you have Darren O'Day and Brad Brock and you have guys there, you don't need to push Zach Britton, but it's good to know that it's not something that, oh my God, he's going to the doctor, right? I don't think I can handle that. Seriously, I don't think I can handle that at this point. All right, next. Todd Frazier dealing with an oblique issue. So let's just talk about this because I am going to relate this on two levels. First of all, I'm going to relate the oblique injury to the way teams work out. And secondly, I'm going to relate it to the dollar bill. Okay? First of all, and I think they're interrelated, by the way. First of all, do you remember guys in the 70s and 80s injuring their obliques? Do you remember John Kruk injuring his oblique? The only thing John Kruk ever injured was his wrist from drinking so many beers. Okay? Nowadays, guys are so jacked and so tightly wound and are such workout warriors. Okay? Now they're swinging, and imagine they're swinging with all their might, trying to hit a home run. We'll get to that in a second. They're trying to hit a home run, and they're trying to pull that ball, and instead of pulling the ball, they pull a muscle. You're oblique. Right? Why are they trying to pull the ball? Because they want to get home runs. Why? Because home runs are sexy, and home runs will give them the contracts that they want. So, I still think that oblique injuries are about guys trying to get bigger, stronger, so they can hit better and hit more home runs to make bigger contracts. Same thing with pitchers. They want to throw harder. So they work out. Have you ever seen Greg Maddux? Did he look like a workout guy? Did he look like he was going to Gold's Gym? No, he looked like that Pillsbury Doughboy. I mean, that wasn't a chiseled Greek god. Just a guy who knew how to pitch. Tom Glavine was a hockey player. They were athletes. They were athletic. These guys go to the gym right now. Boom, pump it up, baby, pump it up, right? I'm going to throw it 100. Oh, what did I just do? I just pulled my oblique. Oblique, 3 weeks. Why? Because if I throw my fastball at 98 miles an hour instead of 92, I'll catch the eye of my pitching coach. And if I catch the eye of my pitching coach, maybe I'll make the rotation. And if I make the rotation, I'll get more money. Well, you know where you're not going to get any money? On the DL list. Because if you're not playing, your coach doesn't see how you're doing. If he doesn't see how you're doing, you're not doing anything. So I think this is all interrelated. And I really want guys to just relax, be in shape, be flexible, be strong, but you don't have to walk around being jacked. He-Man is not going to win you awards. Flexibility, strength, plyometrics, these are things that will help improve players. Absolutely. Everybody walking around, oh yeah, baby, check out my biceps, yeah. Come on, dude. It's not about biceps or triceps. That's only part of it. It's about being a complete baseball player. All right, let's take a look at the Detroit Tigers this year. And you know that their owner, Mike Ilitch, just passed away. And, you know, maybe it'll give them something to play for. I think it will. First of all, James McCann is a guy that I like as a second catcher. He's young. He's 26. He's a very good defensive catcher. I think he could get 10 to 15 home runs. He just has to improve that batting average. The batting average was like the 220s. That's not good enough. We need 250. 250 good, 220 bad. 250 I can live with, 220 I can't. So if McCann can get us to 250, he's a very serviceable number 2 catcher. At first base, there's Miguel Cabrera. What really needs to be said about Miguel Cabrera? The guy's 33 and he hasn't slowed down. If there's ever going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, he's right up there. He's right up there. I mean, he's got 446 home runs and over 1,500 RBIs. And I still think he's got maybe about 5 more years left in him. I mean, this guy, every year, can I read you these numbers? He's had 1 year without over 20 home runs and without 100 RBIs. He is just put it right in. 33, 116, 26, 114, 34, 119, 37, 127. I mean, it gets better. 44, 139, 44, 137. I mean, he's just automatic. Automatic. And he's falling to like number 12 or 13 in drafts. Are you kidding me? I'll take him every day. Every day. What a star he is. I guess people are like, well, he's 33. He's slowing down. Okay, slowing down for him is faster than most other guys go. That's like saying my Lamborghini only goes 90. Well, your Fiat only goes 40, dude. Your Mazda Miata is going about 20. Ian Kinsler's a second baseman. I tend never to draft Ian Kinsler. And I'm wrong every year. I'm wrong. I probably should draft him. He's been nothing but consistent for the last 6 years. And he had years before that when he was great. I just don't tend to draft him because I think he goes too expensive. He always goes like $5 or $10 more than I'm willing to pay. And I just like the year I have Kinsler is the year he's going to slow down. Did he hit 28 home runs last year? He did. Did he steal 14 bases? He did. Do I think he's going to do that again this year? No, but if he gets 20 home runs and 10 stolen bases, that was still a pretty good year. He probably won't be on my team, but that's about me and not you. I like Kinsler. I just don't like overpaying for Kinsler. Jose Iglesias is the shortstop. I always love when Jose Iglesias starts hitting about 340. He's not a 340 hitter. He's more like a 260 hitter. But you know what? He's serviceable. Not going to kill you. I mean, I wouldn't pay for him in a mixed league for sure. But I would pay for this next guy, Nick Castellanos. Nick Castellanos is getting better. He is improving. Last year, he only had 411 at-bats and he had 18 home runs and hit 285. He's on to something. He's on to something there. I think you're going to see a better year for Castellanos. Maybe we're seeing about, 275, 25 home runs. I think it's possible. Keep your eyes on him. I know Adam Ronis likes him. I like him. He's a comer. He's a comer. All right, Justin Upton is a guy who's, got good numbers, but he's very streaky. Seems like every other year he gets it right. And the problem with us, Upton, for me is I just don't know how to predict him. Is he going to steal 20 bases? Probably not. Is he going to hit 240 or 270? I don't know. Is he going to hit 21 home runs or 31 home runs? I can't tell you. Because of that, it's usually the reason why I don't draft him. That doesn't mean he's not a good player. It's just usually the reason why I won't draft him. Okay? Once again, it's not that he's a bad guy. It's just a guy that I'm not going to take advantage of. Okay? So, there you have it. In center field, I think there's going to be a combo platter of Tyler Collins and Mickey Matuk. Tyler Collins hits righties well and Matuk hits lefties well. I think they're going to go there, but they're going to need another option. They're going to need a better plan in center field. I think that's their plan now. Could Justin Upton go to center field when Steven Moya come up? Maybe. I mean, Steven Moya is a very good minor leaguer for them, but it looks like he's got a big old hole in his swing. I mean, this guy's got 4A player written all over him. So the time for Moya is now. If Moya can't get it done very soon, they got to trade Moya to a team who might think that they could fix him. Right? Here's what happens. A prospect comes up, and a team is excited. Oh, this guy looks good. And then all of a sudden, he kind of plateaus. And then they're not happy. And then the team's like, wait a second here. But then they realize, I can trade this guy because some other team is going to think that their coaching staff is going to coach this player up and make him better. Who did that work for? Brandon Phillips. Brandon Phillips got much better. He was a top prospect, did nothing, then he got traded, then he was good. So could that happen here? For Moya? Absolutely. JD Martinez is very consistent, very good player. He's going to hit you around 300, should hit you 25 to 35 home runs, should get you about 90 RBIs. I think you can just pencil him in. He's a very good player. Going in the third round of drafts, I'd much rather him in the fourth, but I think if you're picking at the end of the third, he's certainly a guy that's under consideration. And then, of course, you have Victor Martinez, who no longer qualifies at catcher, and that's a shame. Had 5 games at first base last year, so, I mean, there's something there if your league has lower requirements. The guy is just a hitter. That's what he does. He hits. Is he going to hit about 275 to 300? Yes. Is he going to get about 20 home runs and 80 RBIs? Absolutely. That's how he rolls. He's just a professional hitter. At closer, you've got K-Rod. K-Rod is no kid anymore. K doesn't stand for kid. The guy's 35 years old, but you know what? He does a good job. He's in a contract year. I think he's going to pitch well. He wants to pitch well. So, you know, he's going into his last contract, basically. So I think this is a guy that you could absolutely look for as someone who could be certainly successful in leagues, right? I think that he can help you because he has incentive, right? It's all about incentive. So what's the incentive for K-Rod? The incentive is he's, 35 years old, and he wants one more contract. And if he gets one more contract, you know, that might be his last contract. Who else do they have in the bullpen? Bruce Rondon, Justin Wilson. I mean, guys I'm not really thrilled with, but, I mean, that's neither here nor there. So let's look at their starting rotation. Justin Verlander had a very good year. I mean, he is the opening day starter. He bounced back from a terrible year in 2014, decent year in 2015, although he was injured, and then 2016 was the old Verlander. I mean, look. 227 innings, 254 strikeouts, a whip of 1. I mean, come on. This guy was real deal. So, I mean, he's certainly a guy in the 5th round in expert leagues, maybe in the 4th round in a draft champions league, in a high-stakes league. He's a very good player. Michael Fulmer looks, I think, by the end of this year, he's going to be their number 2. His strikeout to walk ratio last year was excellent, 132 to 42. Only allowed 136 hits, 160 innings. I mean, this guy is, I think, the legit number 2. Jordan Zimmermann is on his way down. If Jordan Zimmermann's name, I mean, he's only 30 years old, but I just don't see it anymore. And I think going from the National League to the American League was terrible for him. He only struck out 66 guys in 105 innings. I mean, they said he wasn't healthy last year, but I'm staying away. I am absolutely staying away. I have zero interest in Jordan Zimmermann. I will have 0 shares of Jordan Zimmermann. You can have him. I don't want him. I do like Daniel Norris, though. Daniel Norris was in the Blue Jay organization, came over in a trade, and you know what? Started to look good. He's not there yet. The whip was still a little high, but he was 23 years old, and I think the skill set is getting better. Watch him closely. Matt Boyd as well. Okay, his skill set is okay, not nearly as good as Daniel Norris, but he could be a 5th guy. And Anibal Sanchez is still there. That's right, he's only 32 years old, even though you think of him like 72. But I'm not touching Sanchez, really. Sanchez is the kind of guy that when his name comes up, I literally duck and put my hands under the table because I don't want anybody thinking for a second that I'm going to be drafting this guy, because I'm not. But I will look at Daniel Norris. I love Michael Fulmer, and Verlander is very good. No on Zimmermann, no on Boyd, no on Sanchez. McCann, okay. Cabrera, yes. Kinsler, yes. Castellanos, yes. Iglesias, no. Upton, yes. JD Martinez, yes. There's a lot of yeses there. That's a lot of yeses that I've come up with. When I give you that many yeses, that should tell you something. That should tell you that this team can compete. I don't know how good this team is going to be. I don't know if there's a lot of depth there. I worry that the depth is Jacoby Jones and Mickey Matuk. That's not good. That's not good. But that's who we're looking at here. And I don't see a lot of infield depth either. Andrew Romine, no thank you. And I don't see a whole lot in the farm system. I'm not seeing it here. So, I mean, maybe Christian Stewart, maybe, but he's young. He didn't really fare well in Double-A last year. Who am I seeing on the horizon? I don't see a lot. So I think the Tigers, here's what I'm going to say about the Tigers. they will last and they will be players until their first injury or until age gets them. Because right now, Cabrera, Kinsler, Vmart, Verlander, Rodriguez, this could get ugly quickly. They're hanging on by a thread. I like the Tigers, but they're hanging on by a thread, meaning they may not last long. And if they don't, they could be sellers, and a lot of these guys I just mentioned might end up on other teams. But you know where you're going to track that? You're going to track that at scoutfantasy.com. You're going to enter the promo code ROTO. That's right, ROTO. ROTO. You're going to pay for 1 month. We're going to get you 2 more for free because that's how we do it at Scout Fantasy. And you're going to get access to the team outlooks with Sean Childs. You're going to get access to Adam Ronis and his player profiles. You're going to get access to my team fantasies in a nutshell, right? You're going to get access to these podcasts. We've got Kickman and Cappy for NHL DFS. We've got my man Casey, Y2KC for MMA. We got Ryan Barra for PGA. We got a lot of guys out there. We got our NBA Optimizer. So there's tons of reasons to be checking out Scout Fantasy right now. We're very excited about our product. We're very excited about what we're doing, and we're excited about bringing this to you. We want you to be successful. Your success helps us be successful. So we want you to win your leagues. It's as simple as that. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. We'll be back tomorrow talking the Houston Astros. I might miss tomorrow. It's possible. I'm going to hope not to, but I promise you the next podcast will be the Houston Astros. My man Steve Gardner's in town from USA Today. Let's see if I can glean any information from Steve. He's been taking a look at some of the spring training camps. Try to get some inside info for you as well. All right, wishing you all a great day. Be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!